Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight on the news, Governor Ricketts appoints a replacement for former Senator Mike Croney.
Plus, a bill in the legislature looks to improve emergency services. But first,
I have teammates to thank for a lot of that, like a lot of my opportunities.
A big day, not only for the Teammates program, but also for Coach Tom Osborne. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Teammates turns 30 years old, and Coach Osborne, he's 85 today.
Former Husker players have now started a birthday challenge, challenging everyone to donate to the program in honor of Coach's 85th birthday. Channel 8's Alexa Skaneski joins us live in studio with more. Alexa?
Yeah, that's right, guys. They hope to raise $4 million to put into their Teammates program, an organization that's changed people's lives over the last 3 decades, including a Lincoln student I spoke with today.
Hannah's like probably one of my best friends, like definitely one of my best friends, like just goes above and beyond for me every single time.
Evelyn is my forever friend. She is the girl who every time I'm in Lincoln, I text her and I say, hey, you want to go to Bison Witches? You want to grab coffee?
Hannah Miller, a mentor through Teammates mentoring program, and 19-year-old Evelyn Mejia, a sophomore at UNL, has built a lifelong friendship over the last 2 years amid the pandemic.
Meeting Evelyn was like the easiest thing in the world. You know, we just started talking about, so how was your summer? We both were like, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It all started when Evelyn was paired up with Hannah in the Teammate program. It was something Evelyn was a little skeptical about in the beginning.
And at first I didn't really want to do it because it kind of seemed strange. I was like, I'm just going to have an adult as a friend, but it turned out to be one of the best decisions I've made.
Tom Osborne and his wife Nancy created this program back in 1991. It began with 22 football players agreeing to volunteer for 1 hour once a week in a Lincoln public school. But 30 years later, they have served over 43,000 youth across Nebraska and several other states.
The cool part about Teammates is we believe every child deserves a mentor. Every child deserves somebody to show up for them once a week and just simply be there for them.
You just have someone else in your corner, like another adult, you know, who's not family.
Yeah, I just love that. Teammates needs your help with donations, but also mentors. If you're interested in being a part of the team, head to our website, klkntv.com.
Yes, such a wonderful program that has impacted so many. Thank you very much, Alexa. And the governor took some time to mark today's special occasion.
Yeah, making it a special day for the Teammates program.
Tom and Nancy, thank you so much for all your contributions to the state of Nebraska, but especially the Teammates program. And so today I'd like to proclaim February 23rd as Teammates Mentoring Day in Nebraska.
There he is signing the proclamation. And as we mentioned earlier, today is Tom Osborne's 85th birthday.
About an hour ago, a special Facebook event took place so people could wish Coach a happy birthday. Here's a little bit of that.
Well, first of all, happy birthday to Coach Osborne. And 85 years, that's a long time to live, but he does it so eloquently.
I'm excited to wish happy birthday to my old coach, Coach Osborne. Happy 85th, Coach.
Thinking of you, love you, to many more. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Coach Osborne. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, he's good.
I was going to say, he's got a beautiful singing voice. We'll have more birthday greetings from well-known sports names coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. And from all of us here at Channel 8, happy birthday, Coach. Governor Ricketts appointing a new state senator today.
It's to replace Mike Croney, who resigned last week after being accused of taking inappropriate pictures of one of his female aides.
Most importantly, Mike is a conservative who will reflect the values of the people of District 42. He's going to be an advocate for efficient and effective government, for family values, and for making sure we're creating opportunities for families here in the state of Nebraska.
Governor Pete Ricketts appointed North Platte banker Mike Jacobson to fill Croney's open seat. Jacobson was sworn in this morning at the state capitol. He'll complete Croney's term, which ends next January. He said he will then run for election for that seat. All right, hey, some good news again today from local health officials concerning COVID-19.
The risk dial is lowering into the low orange area, and that's not the only thing going down.
Also encouraging is that our positivity rate has dropped significantly over the past few weeks as well, from a high of 30.7% the week ending January 22nd to 8.1% this past week.
Yes, cases and our 7-day rolling average also continue to go down. Another big announcement today from Health Director Pat Lopez. Free at-home COVID testing kits are now available at the Department of Health and Human Services starting today.
We're recommending that people take 6 to begin with, and it's on the honor system. And if they need more than that, we're happy to help them make sure that they get what they need.
The department's office is near 33rd and O Streets, and it's open 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. We have more information on our website, klkntv.com. A senator is advocating for 911 call centers across the state.
He is asking for $55 million for the 68 centers in Nebraska. Some equipment is from the 70s, and many sites need help paying for new technology. They're hoping to upgrade to a system able to track cell phone locations to find a caller faster and to receive video calls or photos from callers who have disabilities.
With the state mandates that are being put on our 911 communications centers, the appropriation funding would be a quick fix, but we want to expand it through all 68 PSAPs across the state of Nebraska, because we want all 911 communications centers to have the communications that they need.
Now, a good amount of representation came from western Nebraska. Smaller communities cover a larger area and have a harder time keeping up with the cost of upgrading their technology. We'll have much more on the story coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. The Lincoln Police Department has added a new requirement for their recruits in the police academy.
And it's a class that doesn't require a book. Every Wednesday morning, recruits partake in a 1-hour yoga session specifically designed for first responders. Not only does it help get their blood flowing in the morning, but it's a calming class in the middle of their week. These recruits are entering a stressful field, and things they learn in this class are just another tool to help them in the future.
I think it's really important because there's a lot of breath work and kind of mindfulness to it that I think is really beneficial to this job. You know, obviously we have to go into stressful situations, and it's really important for us to be in control of ourselves, and I think this yoga really helps.
Rupp says if it wasn't for this class, he might not have ever tried yoga, but now he feels it's something he'll continue even after the academy.
Why don't we take a minute here to talk to Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer for your first forecast. What's going on this evening, John?
Things are pretty quiet. We've seen some sunshine as we've gone through the afternoon. It's turned out to be at least nice looking out the window. Cool. I didn't think it was terribly cold today. If you were at least quickly running outside. Here's a live look here from the station looking to the northwest. You can see we've got clear skies overhead, maybe some high thin cirrus trying to drift into the area. We will see clouds increasing as we go through later on tonight. Air temperature wise is only 15 degrees right now in Lincoln. That was after a day of only reaching 17 degrees for a high temperature. And this morning we fell down to 1 degree below zero. It's currently 13 in Aurora and 10 degrees in Columbus. Wind gusts not too much of an issue today. There's still some sustained winds, and that is sending our wind chill values down to 0 in Lincoln. It's 4 below is what it feels like in York. Feels like 5 below right now in Columbus, but 5 above down in Hebron. Now, as we go through the rest of the evening, we'll notice the wind chills dropping down as we head towards the morning hours. Once again, wind chills getting below 0, but not nearly as bad as they were this morning. And temperatures tomorrow morning won't be nearly as cold as this morning either. Now, notice on radar, things are relatively quiet around the state. Big system off to our south and southeast, and another system back to the west, and it's a second system that brings us a chance for snow before the day is over tomorrow. But not for this evening. Clear skies, 10 degrees by 8, 8 degrees by 10. So after that time period, we'll start to notice the clouds coming in. We'll time out when snow begins to arrive and how much you can expect in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
All right, thank you, John. Here's a story we definitely want to keep you updated on. New signs tonight that a Russian invasion into Ukraine is imminent.
In response, Ukraine declaring a state of emergency and calling up thousands of reservists, many with combat experience. And President Biden announcing even more sanctions. ABC's Zareen Shah is in Washington with more.
A senior U.S. defense official saying Russia has 80% of forces around Ukraine in forward positions and are, quote, as ready to go as can be.
It won't be bloodless. There will be suffering, there will be sacrifice, and all of that must and should be laid at his feet.
Ukraine declaring a state of emergency, which will be confirmed by parliament. It places heightened security measures and curfews in parts of the country currently under government control. But Ukraine is still holding on to hope for a diplomatic solution. Their foreign minister telling the UN General Assembly that strong action can force Russia to drop their potential plans.
It is clear that President Putin will not stop by himself.
This is President Putin's war of choice. If he chooses to escalate further, Russia and Russia alone will bear full responsibility for what is to come.
Late today, President Biden announcing new sanctions against Nordstream 2 pipeline. Earlier, Germany pulled certification for the critical pipeline from Russia.
We have ensured that this is an $11 billion prize investment that is now a hunk of steel sitting at the bottom of the sea.
The European Union also putting in place more tough sanctions, targeting 2 Russian banks and blacklisting all of Russia's parliament, who sided with Putin to send troops into eastern Ukraine. Ukraine says a cyber attack has knocked many of their government websites off the internet, and multiple banks were also having issues. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on the news tonight, the nation's capital on high alert with a series of trucker convoys heading to the Washington, D.C. area.
Very latest on that story when we come back.
In the last few years, has Dr.
Now to Washington, D.C., where officials are preparing for potential traffic gridlock with some trucker protests expected to begin this afternoon.
The group of truckers, similar to those who shut down border crossings between the U.S. and Canada recently, are protesting vaccine mandates and other COVID-19 restrictions. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
The nation's capital on high alert with a series of trucker convoys heading to the Washington, D.C. area starting Wednesday to make their voices heard, protesting COVID-19 restrictions.
I mean, what we're looking for is to end the declaration of emergency, the emergency declaration, to end the mandates on the vaccine and the mask mandates. It's about having the choice.
The first group arriving from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Thousands of other truckers expected to make their way from places like Washington State and California in the coming days.
We shut the interstate systems down around the country, and we literally teach them who you're going to arrest.
Demonstrators planning to potentially disrupt traffic. 700 National Guard troops could be deployed, and D.C. police beefing up patrols. Protests are expected to continue through early March, before and after President Biden's first State of the Union address on March 1st. This just days after similar protests in Canada, when border crossings to the U.S. were shut down, truckers blocking crucial trade routes for days, police moving in to tow vehicles and arrest defiant protesters.
And back to D.C. After what happened with the January 6th Capitol riot, officials are really taking no chances, but they stress the National Guard troops will be conducting traffic control, not carrying guns or arresting people. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York. There's also a trucker convoy planning to head to our state capitol. It's set for March 1st at 5 p.m. But before it reaches the capitol, it'll be making stops across the state.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
We did get a break from the clouds. We saw a fair amount of sunshine as early as mid-morning and continued on throughout the day. But even with the sun, temperatures not warming up a whole lot this afternoon, only making it to 17 degrees in Lincoln. We've already dropped off a little bit, down to 15 degrees in the capital city, 16 in Beatrice. It is 12 in York, 10 in Columbus, and 13 degrees in Grand Island. Sustained winds remain out of the north-northeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour, and that is giving us wind chill values down right around 0 in the capital city, 3 in Beatrice, as low as 4 degrees in York, 5 below in Columbus, and 2 below is what it feels like in Grand Island. Now, by tomorrow morning, Stormcast suggesting wind chill values upwards of 7 to maybe 15 degrees below 0. That is not as bad as the 18 to 25 degree below 0 we had this morning around the region. So at least that is improving a little bit. The winds will not be as strong tonight. Overnight lows dropping down into the single digits near 0, perhaps even below 0 in Columbus and Kearney. Winds out of the northeast only at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clouds will also be on the increase ahead of a weather system that is coming our way. Wider view shows you high pressure off to our north will help bring some cooler air or keep the cooler air around. One weather system is just passing us to the south and southeast, bringing sleet to St. Louis, freezing rain further to the south and southeast of there, as well as some rain showers as you head down towards the Memphis area. We are watching this weather system that's back towards New Mexico. This is going to send moisture up our direction as we go through the overnight and into tomorrow morning. Here's Stormcast starting at 10 o'clock tonight. Things are fine, but you'll notice as we go through the overnight, here comes the moisture coming in out of Colorado, and that'll start moving off to the north and east with some snow showers arriving into central Nebraska as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, by 7 o'clock in the morning, we're not seeing a whole lot in southeast Nebraska. It's going to be back to the west, out towards Kearney, areas up to the north, and they're up towards O'Neill, and that's likely where we'll see some of the higher snow totals. Now, keep in mind, we're not talking big snows out of any of this. Most areas, I think, around the state are talking at most 2, maybe 2.5 inches of snow. By 10 o'clock in the morning, I think we could see some snow showers developing in the Lancaster County area. These will continue on through at least early afternoon and then quickly push off to the north and northeast. So this is just a quick hitter. There's not a lot of liquid to work with this cold air. Now, with the cold air in place, Oftentimes you'll hear us talk about a 10-to-1 ratio for 10 inches of snow would equal 1 inch of, or one inch of liquid would produce 10 inches of snow. This is cold enough air. I think we're talking a 20 to maybe as high as 24-to-1 ratio. So it'll be a fluffy snow that falls around here. And you can get an idea here off of Stormcast how much snow we're talking about. And again, most locations about 2 inches. There could be a couple pockets of 2.5. And in the southeast corner of the state, we're not talking a whole lot. We're talking generally less than an inch, probably on the order of a ½ inch of snow around the Lincoln area, maybe up to an inch out towards Grand Island. For tomorrow, air temperature-wise, we're not going to warm very much once again. We'll keep skies cloudy. Temperatures only making it up into the teens by afternoon. So look for a high of 16 in Lincoln, 17 in Beatrice, and 15 in Seward. Winds out of the northeast shifting to the north at 6 to 12 miles per hour. Now, if you don't like the cold weather, hang on for a few days because you're going to like what's in the extended forecast. Now, 26 degrees by Friday, sunny skies Saturday, mainly sunny on Sunday. Temperatures warming into the middle 40s to 50s. But then take a look at next week as we begin March. Temperatures will be in the 50s. We go jump into the 60s. Some computer models even suggesting by next Thursday, we could see temperatures in the middle 70s. I'm not ready to go there just yet. Talking highs in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Then another cold front comes through and cooling us back down into the 40s. But I think there's a lot more spring than there is winter in that 10-day outlook.
Looks like it.
I'm sure a lot of people thankful for that. All right, thank you, John. Another negative day on Wall Street. The Dow plummeting 465 points. NASDAQ falling 344. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight, after the powerful testimonies.
Finally tonight, some restaurants are struggling to find enough workers.
Well, management at an Arby's in Elkhart, Indiana, they're singing the praises of its senior employee.
How about some curly fries?
Roast beef, crinkle,
or Curly all come out of the kitchen at the Elkhart's Arby's on Emerson. Not only do they have the meats,
it's a hamburger, but it isn't.
They have what they consider the company's top employee.
He does everything. He's amazing.
91-year-old Jack Burkett.
You're 91 and you work at an Arby's in Elkhart. What are you doing here?
Just killing time. I don't know what to say. I just do a lot of stuff.
Like cleaning tables, wiping down booths.
Okay, that takes care of that.
And washing the dishes.
I sanitize them here and finish off here. Before my wife passed away, we used to come in here 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and supper.
He started out as our lobby attendant. He actually wanted to work for free. He hates to sit at home.
I said, I need an extra job, I think. And he said, when do you want to go to work? And I said, now today. So she said, no, not today, but tomorrow. Normally I don't have an automatic door.
10 years later, Jack is no joke when it comes to his job.
He normally does work 7 days a week. I don't even put him on my schedule anymore because he just shows up.
His secret to staying strong?
Apple cider vinegar.
We have to drink that every day. And I'm just like, okay. And he'll be like, he's like, did you do it yet? And I was like, not without you.
But his favorite part?
You can't beat the roast beef.
The food.
For a guy who's eating a lot of Arby's, you're in good shape.
Well, yes, yes, pretty good shape.
How many employers would just love to have an employee like Jack?
He's adorable.
Oh, works his tail off, great attitude, good
Shows
humor.
up every day.
I know it.
My goodness.
Maybe he wants to be a reporter too. You never know.
Jack, you need a second job? Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you all for joining us.
Have a great night. See you right back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand. Closed captioning on Channel 8 Eyewitness